Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am again going to be using the NikkieTutorials X Beauty Bay palette to create 3 different looks. So I know I've literally just done a video on this, but there are so many more looks for me to get out of this palette, so I just had to. So I have just applied my P. Louise base and I'm just going to jump into the first look. So for the first look I'm feeling something very blue, so I think I'm going to be using the shade NikkieTutorials Amsterdam, Eel, and maybe even a little bit of Ivy. So I'm just going to start by going in with the shade Amsterdam on the outer portion of my eye. I'm then just going to blend this out with the shade Plot Twist. So there seems to be a patch on my eye where the shade Amsterdam isn't really sticking to. I'm not really sure why, so I'm going to go back in with my P. Louise base on top of that patch just to see if I can fix the issue. So that seems to have fixed the issue, so I'm just going to keep blending this shade out with Plot Twist. So next I'm going to go in with the shade Eel on the inner portion of my eye. I'm just going in with the shade Plot Twist just to connect these 2 shades together at the top. I'm then just going to go in with the shade NikkieTutorials, which I'm just going to pop in the centre of my lid. Ooh, wow, that is blinding. So I'm just going to bring that up into my crease. I'm just going to blend it out with the shade Eel on this side and the shade Amsterdam on the other side. So I have just decided that for my inner corner I'm going to go in with the shade Blah. That was a good choice. So for my lower lash line I'm just going to go in with the shade Amsterdam and then the shade Eel. And I'm just going to blend that out with the shade Plot Twist. So I'm just going to pop off camera to do the other eye and to put on my eyeliner and mascara. So this is the finished look. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. It's given me sort of like ocean kind of sea life vibes, which I think is really cool. The only problem I ran into was the patchiness with Amsterdam. But then I think that was due to my fault, because as soon as I put a bit more of my base on, it seemed to be fine, so I don't think there's any issue, but all of these colours have applied beautifully and blended really nicely together, so I am just going to jump into the next look. So for the next look, I'm going to be going in with the shade Redemption on the centre of my lid. I'm next just going to go in with the shade Nikkie just on the outer edges of that orange I just put down. And then I'm just going to go in with the shade Slasher just on the inner and outer part of my eye. I'm then just going to go in with the shade Zona to try and blend out some of these edges. I'm next just going to go and deepen up these shades a little bit more. And then once again I'm just going to blend this out. Then for my lower lash line I'm going to go in with the shade Slasher, then Nikkie and then Redemption. For my inner corner I think I am going to go in with the shade Aura. It's quite a nice sort of corally kind of shimmer. And I'm just going to go over that with a little bit of Ivy just to brighten it up. So this is the finished look. Overall, it's kind of like a sunset kind of eye look, and I'm really happy with how this one turned out again. Although I feel like my blending wasn't the best, but that could just me being a perfectionist, but I feel like I could have done a better job. But for the last look, I think I'm going to do a kind of soft glam, kind of natural but not natural. That makes sense. You know what I mean. So for the final look, I'm just going to go in with the shade Mila all throughout my crease. Blend that out, I'm just going to go in with the shade Basic Truth. So to deepen up my crease and my outer V, I'm just going to go in with the shade 5 AM. And I'm just going to blend those two together using the shade Mila again. These two shades blend together really, really nicely. So to deepen up my outer V even more, I think I'm going to go in with the shade Slasher. Am I going to regret this? Possibly. I'm already regretting that decision, but we're going to go back in with 5 AM. So I'm just going to keep on blending. So I'm quickly just going to go off camera and I'm going to cut my crease. So now that I've cut my crease, on the outer part of the crease, I'm just going to go in with the shade 5 AM just to help blend it in a little bit. So for my cut crease, I think I'm going to go in with the shade All In. I'm just going to blend out that edge again with 5 AM. And then for my inner corner, I'm just going to use a little bit of Ivy. So I'm quickly going to go off camera again, do my eyeliner and mascara and my other eye, and I will be right back. So this is the final look. I forgot to say that for my lower lash line I used the shade 5 AM, but overall I'm quite happy with how all three of these looks turned out. Let me know in the comments which one was your favourite. I'm gonna have to say the blue one at the start was probably my favourite. But I hope you enjoyed watching and I will see you in the next video.